All right, as you can see, I'm doing some fly fishing today, and the plan is I want to fish around some rocks, so I'm waiting for the water to come up, so I'm fishing around these here flats, and looking for a fluke, and who knows what else, summer flounder. So I'm just gonna like hang out here, fish the flats, and when the water comes up a little, I'm gonna try to fish around some rocks to see if we can get some bigger fluke, and see a little bit of bait around. See robins swimming around, so anything's possible. Really nice day out. We'll talk about that and what we're doing. And just fly fishing today for fluke, and we'll see what we get. I really enjoy this. Feels like a fluke. Wow. That it is. Maybe there'll be some bigger ones. Just getting started. I'm just kind of making my way along. This definitely feels like a fluke. Nothing big, but it is a fluke. Flounder. So I'm hoping that we'll get some big ones today. And we have these small ones, which is nice. Now when I'm working the fly, well in here for fluke, I'm really just holding that fly tight, working it really slow, and that's one of the advantages I think to fly fishing for fluke over other ways of fishing. You can really hang that fly. I'll give it a little line and the fly's going to drop, and it's just going to slowly swing in, and I'll twitch my rod tip, bring in my line, let it swing, but you really like that fly meandering. I find with lures, a lot of times the fluke will be following the fly, and a lot of times they just follow and they don't commit a lot. And with fly looking for fluke, it really buys you time. A lot of times they'll see that fly and follow it, and they're really reluctant to take. And with a lure, any kind of lure, minus bait, you don't have that time for that fluke to decide to take that fly. And oftentimes they grab it right in front of you. Okay, he's a little bigger, maybe not. Maybe. Show you the fly, and this is fun, but of course maybe we'll looking something bigger would be nice. Ooh, would he eat? I'm not sure what that is, but this is the fly. It's actually could use something smaller. It's rather kind of big fly, and for these smaller fish, but we're hoping to get something a little bigger. But it's a full Clouser minnow, actually. It's almost like a half deceiver, tied in full. So I even put white under our yellow to thicken it up a bit. Of course, white under, and then a little bit of red on this. I only brought one of these. It's a fairly large hook too. It's got a bigger profile than a regular Clouser, and this is what I've been starting with today. I have a few other flies that I might try. So just fishing along the shore and hoping to get into some bigger fish later. We tried a little bit of bay water for fluke, fly fishing for fluke. Now I think I'm going to take a few more casts. Now I'm going to head over to the beach and see if we can pick one out on the beach. We're going to take a couple more casts. I think we're going to get a bigger one. I think it's either going to be on the beach or the rocks. We'll see. All right, now I am working around some rocks. This is where I think the big ones will be. They'll be on the inside too, and behind me, but I think we got a good shot now. Water will be coming up and I'll be working my way inside, outside in, and working really tight. Really tight. Once I see one, I know we'll get something. We'll see what's in there. A few hours to fish from now. So we'll see. That looks like a bigger fish. Get him up. That's a nicer fish. About 16. Get him going. So just fly fishing for fluke. And this is I love this reel, especially in fishing like this. And I gotta kind of pick up my fly line and move. It's really advantageous. Just keeping my eye in the water to see. Sometimes you'll see those fish follow. And you know you got tight fishing. And I saw one, but not tight fishing, but that fish there. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's out of the way. Out of the way. Ah. I'm going over to this is an olive half and half. I like the wiggly action they have to them. So I'm gonna give this guy a try once I get my line straightened out. Is that our keeper? Wow, he is. Wow, yeah, that's a good fish. That's what we were looking for. How's he hooked? Oh. All right. That's a nice fish. I think he's just short, but oh, he just inhaled that fly too. Ah, got it good. He wasn't going anywhere. Let's see if we can wiggle it or get our pliers. going to probably start working inside soon. Oh wow, he got that nicely. There we go. That was a really good hook set. Get an idea. See how big he is. And we'll get him on his way. That'll be 8, 16, about 17, 18. Now keep in mind, I like to use floating line. Most people for this kind of fishing prefer sinking line. And the sinking line is fantastic. I use that too. Oh, I think I've missed one. It might have been a rock. The sinking line is fantastic too. But I really like working with the floating line. I use a long leader, weighted fly. I just like the way it kind of swings and hangs. But keep in mind, you can use floating or sinking line. Most people use sinking. If you're new to fluke fly fishing, I would suggest sinking line. Probably be easier to use. Real wish-washy water. But basically what I'm doing is I'm letting that fly get down and just kind of playing the currents close in. And I'm getting past the rocks, and when I get it close in, I'm just kind of hanging it and then slowly working it and keeping an eye on my line. They're going to grab it. It's going to be close in. I know that. They might get it further out too, of course, but just working a little bit of water, and I'm letting that fly get down. You can give it a mend. Just watch your line on the current. And then when I feel it's down on the bottom, usually you can tell in the deeper water because the tip of you're using a floating line, you'll see your line start to submerge a little. I mean, that fly is down, like now. And then I just kind of twitch it back. And that current, your line's just going to stop. And it's going to feel like you're slightly stuck on that tape. The water should calm out as it comes in. Not calm, but... Whoa, that's a good fish. That's a keeper. That's a keeper. Wow. Whoa. That's a 19-inch fish. We'll get him on that rock. We should have him. Whoa. We got it. All right, we got a keeper. That's a keeper. I'm going to start working inside. Get him by the tail and hold him up here. That's a good fish. I would say I definitely like rock fishing, jetty fishing. Probably say jetty fishing light, but make sure you wear a proper footwear. This for jetty fishing is not really proper. I just kind of play it safe. I stay on flat rock and not really mossy rock. The water's coming up now, so I'm getting on. But I do use, I put screws in the bottom of my sneakers, and they do give you some traction. Just know your gear. I don't know what this one's gonna do. Know your gear and play it safe. That's what I do, you know. Know your equipment's limits. I would not wear these on moss or even black rock. Know what the rocks are and what your gear can do, and never be too safe. Coming up now, so I'm going to start working inside like I planned.